Juneteenth to everyone out there. The holiday celebrating the anniversary of the day of the announcement proclaiming freedom from slavery in Texas in 1980, which occurred more than 100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 hadn't been made, and after the Civil War had ended in 1865. When you think about June 19th, it is the perfect chosen holiday to celebrate Black liberation. Now, the 4th of July is when the colonies declared their independence from Britain in 1776, but they still had to fight a war that didn't end until September 3rd, 1783, and there wasn't a real functioning government until March 4th, 1789. But people chose the day that independence was declared to mark the holiday. Meanwhile, the day for Veterans Day was chosen because it was the day that World War I ended. But Juneteenth is different. I think it's important because it means that at the time, it wasn't necessarily worth celebrating when it was declared that slavery was over. Also at the time, it didn't even necessarily matter when the Confederacy surrendered at Appomattox. It wasn't until every state in the country heard and recognized that every man, woman, and child was free from bondage that we could celebrate. It's an important date because it reminds us that it's not enough to make a declaration. It might not even be enough to accomplish what you set out to do. It's not until your words, your deeds, and your work has reached the people that need you the most that you can consider that weight lifted off of you. And it serves to remind us of how far we have come and how far we still have to go. So in the spirit of the holiday, we celebrate. But in that same spirit, we acknowledge that there is still work to do and people to reach. And we rededicate ourselves to our tasks. So, let's go. And welcome to Let Your Love Be Real Talk Show. I'm your host, Markia Butler. Today, we've got someone special for you. How many of you have dreams and goals you want to achieve but don't know where to begin? Have you ever volunteered before? Perhaps you're in need of a mentor. Well, allow me to introduce a man who's taken action to be a much-needed resource for the empowerment of his community. He's a life coach, a motivational speaker, and a peer-to-peer liaison. It's my pleasure to welcome the founder of the Heka Moment, Himyo Green. Thank you everyone for watching Let Your Love Be Real Talk Show. I'm Markia Butler and I'm here with Himyo. Please, Himyo, please tell us who you are and exactly what you do, and tell us about the Heka movement, please.
Okay, so once again, my name is Himyo. I am an individual that was born in Long Island, New York, and bred and raised in New Jersey. So I'm a
Hey, New York, hey, New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm a Jersey boy. What is there to know about me? I solely exist to inspire people to be the happiest that they can possibly be. The way that I manifest that through my actions directly represents the company formed called HECA, which stands for Humans Expressing Compassionate Actions. So I exist to create environments that are conducive to people expressing and experiencing passion in action. And so when I'm talking about what that means, and that's not the COM, but the KA, the CA, and which is that stands for which is like the vital life force. And passion is something that wells up within someone. So when I am talking about expressions and experiences of compassion in action, what I am talking about is expressing the vital life force that exists within all of us to create environments for people to express, feel, and share in each other's humanity.
That's so beautiful because I actually had that one as one of my questions because that is your mission statement is for others that to experience compassion from business to actual people, individuals experiencing compassion. So
That is my business. That's my business model.
yes, it is. And so my next question for you would be we are all like, cookie cutter or like copycats. Our society is kind of leaning, like we kind of copy each other on our social medias and things like that. So I want to ask you, why is it important to be yourself?
Why is it important to be yourself? Um, well, I think before you can even like when you say be yourself, right? Yes, that is the goal and the idea of one. But I think it's important because learning to be yourself, right? That's a journey. And then along with that journey to understanding what your needs, your wants, your likes, and the things that you want to manifest in this world. I think that word be is an action word, right? And so when you're talking about being something, that it means embodying that entity or that whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. So when you're talking about be yourself, the idea is you got to get to know yourself. So I think it's important because as you get to know yourself, you are able to offer your unique experience to the world, right? And that's why it's important to be yourself.
Okay, yeah, that's wonderful. And so please tell us about your podcast and what topics you discuss on there.
All right, so yeah, so I have a podcast that's called The Human Experience. That's HUEMAN Experience, Compassion and Action. And really, what we discuss is I generally I just ask 7 questions that are conducive to people expressing themselves, so that you, the audience, the listeners, the individuals that get to interact with that person, get to experience the compassion that resides within said person. So it's just really me asking a series of 7 questions. There is no right or wrong answer. It's just truly how or what it is that you want to express in that moment. And through that, it provides an opportunity to gain a deeper understanding of the person on the other side. So it's like a really an exercise in active listening um, and um, and expression.
Wonderful. And I'm so proud of you for starting this
Oh, thank
opportunity.
you. I
Um,
appreciate it. That really feels good to hear. Because I say that because truly the thing that I have truly worked on the most in my life is being able to accept the fact that this is what I want to do in the world and how I want to show up. And usually the battle is uh, I developed in this experiment called life. The litmus test that I use for living is called faith is simply be life, right? Because the idea is when you're being life, right? Why not believe in something? And so if that's something that you want to believe in, why not believe in self? So that's why with that being said, that's my biggest hurdle. So the biggest thing that I want to produce in this world is also the enemy that I face within, right? So it's a constant battle to affirm what I want to show up as in the world. And so by you saying that and me accepting it, it gave me an opportunity to really see that what it is that I want to manifest is happening, right? So you're a reflection. So I thank you for being that reflection.
you're
I
so welcome. And what I want to add to that is someone on the Zoom call is going to change the world. Like you said that in one of your YouTube videos, and it stood out to me so well. So I do want to ask, when did you first begin to notice that what you do was able to be profitable for you?
um Well, I think there, let's be understandable because I don't want to present like a false image of self either, right? So with that, I want to be able to break down the word what is profitable and what profitability looks like, right? In the context of um, my business, my company, me as a person and an individual that is attempting to make their mark in this world, right? And so when we talk about like profitability, like my profit has been in the relationships and the experiences that I've been able to gain in this journey of manifesting this business, right? So it's like it's the idea, what I'm digesting now from an entrepreneurial standpoint is the idea of failing forward, right? And when you look at most successful people in the world, they just kept going and they kept failing forward and and choosing to create different iterations, right? As long as they had a foundation of what it was they wanted to see executed in this world. And so uh, through that, um, the profit that I've been able to make, I would say at this point in my life, I'm still I'm a step above. I'm better than I was last year. So if you want to call it profitability, then in the context of living a life, a fulfilled life, then yes, I've been profitable in that manner because I love my life and I'm living an awesome experience at this current moment. There's good, there's bads, but through this transition in life, I've learned about the profit of self and being able to study and understand and really hone in to um, to what my body communicates to me, what the different entities that I come across, and like what's really being communicated on all the levels of communication of mind, body, and soul.
Yes, and that was coming from just if someone was to see you and they were just interested in like, how do I get started? So I do want to ask, was there some sort of role model in your life that may have guided you towards this opportunity? Please share.
Well, certainly. Yes, there's definitely, and that's why I say also the profitability that I have in life is the people and the experiences that I've gotten to gain, right? So yes, all along the road, there has been, I don't call them mentors, I call them jegnas now, because jegna signifies more of a representation of an individual um, that I would seek guidance from. And so, that means a person that protects a protector of culture, a person of honor and wisdom, right? So that's what Jegna means. So I've had many of those throughout life. Spiritually, I have one called, his name is Daisaku Ikeda. That is the individual that I look to as an example of how to enact world peace as one person, just by the character and the level of compassion that he has. So in this particular business, when I first started getting into the motivation and inspirational world, there was an individual by the name of Billionaire PA. He's definitely an individual who is pivotal in me understanding the business model of what a motivation and inspirational company looks like. So I got to be under his tutelage for a great while, at least like 3 to 5 years. And then I just been falling into when I'm ready for the next part of the journey. There's a gentleman by the name of Mikhail Camille, who has trained me in the ways of strategy and political strategy. So I've spent wonderful years with him. Having experiences with like the mayor and councilman and like all these political figures that I was like, whoa, I didn't even really, just something that landed on my lap. So yeah, I mean, I can continue on even in the current situation that I'm in, like, Akil West over here at Soul Folks. You know what I mean? This is another environment where I'm getting to really brush up on my business acumen and be put in positions and given an opportunity to affect community and live my dreams in 3D. And so I'm learning amazing things about manifestation and entrepreneurship from Akil. So yeah, and the list goes on and on. Baba KB, who gives me strength and knowledge of wisdom of self as well from a melanated being's perspective. I mean, the list goes on and on and on about individuals that I have in my life who have been pivotal for providing me with information that has allowed me to level up, glow up, and grow up.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing all of these amazing people. Yes. So basically what you're saying is it takes a village. So the village doesn't stop, while you're younger and you're kind of growing up through grade school. The village has to continue, and then there's more people that gets added to your village. So I do want to say or ask, what is it that has been the hardest part of your job, and what is it that has been the easiest, I would say, of your job?
Good question. Um, what is it that has been the hardest? What's been the hardest part of the job for me personally, honestly, is is feeling as though I'm capable for the responsibilities that are thrust in front of me. Um, and so yeah, it's been a constant battle of like assuring myself that I am fully capable to execute my dreams and my mission and manifest them in like real tangible ways, right? And so yeah, that's definitely been the hardest part for me because like, you know, I want to, you know, yes, I am in therapy, so I do advocate like mental health awareness and seeking it. I've kind of always kind of fall into like the spiritual realm, so definitely have a stronghold on faith. So that's how that's also been able to help me overcome my 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 negative thoughts of self and how truly capable I am in the world. I can say that I'm very fortunate to so my name Himyo, right, means hidden mystery. And and so up into my 41 years of life has been me searching for the answers to this mystery that is me, right? And and so what I was able to find out even just recently as I've, you know, continued to have experiences in life is like I'm now at the point where I am absolutely solidified in what I'm here to do and how I'm here to do it. Like no questions asked. I know that um I know who I am, I know what I am, and I know what I am manifesting in this world. And so, without a shadow of a doubt, right? So there's a level of assurity in solving the mystery that has been me, right? And all of these different things that I've pursued in life to lead me up into this particular moment has all been for my benefit because everything has built on top of one another. The skill sets that I've gained through traversing through this life. So I have my degree in social work, so I look at what I do in the world as social work, but from an entrepreneurial standpoint, right? Because and as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and taking social work and creating events and creating programming that is conducive to people feeling better about themselves. So all the positions that I find myself in leave me being able to affect lives in a real way, and being able to make one-to-one connections with individuals because you know you don't need a concept that I've been taught through my through being raised in a Buddhist practice is the concept of many in body and one in mind, right? And so falling into what that theory means is talking about, right? When we can understand what the one in mind is, like what's the goal, what we're looking to accomplish, each individual can accomplish that goal in that in their own way, in the way that they're capable in making it manifest. So I'm great at organizing. I've been able to do all of these things, and it's it's now in this moment where I feel the most confident about about what I can affect and do and produce in this world. And it is a battle. It's still a battle, you know. But I've gained more tools in my toolbox to keep me more focused on the great things that I have accomplished, as opposed to beating myself up for what I have yet to accomplish.
That is, you said a mouthful, and I
I
want.
know. Damn, I'm sorry. I'm talking too much.
No, you're doing great because you said something so pivotal. You mentioned something about finding yourself. Now you know who you are. So I just want you to kind of reiterate that for those that are watching that maybe in their 20s or maybe early 30s, or they're like, I don't know what I'm doing, or they think they found themselves. Could you reiterate, like, hey, it takes time to get to know who you are and where you're going. So could you just kind of touch on that because I know you're a motivational speaker.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
certainly, certainly. So it's like, you know, the I think the thing in that question, I feel like the thing in that question is it's okay to use your environment for it's all an experiment. Life is an experiment. Life is an experiment. And so when you think, if you can think about it from that perspective, it allows you to leave room to experiment, to figure out what you know, and it's like testing and retesting, you know, constantly, and it's okay to do that, right? As long as you are learning the lessons. I like to say that there is no losses in life as long as you learn the lessons around the way, right, along the way. So like everything, like the difference between an obstacle and an opportunity is just a mindset, right? And so to be able to think about we exist, this world, this world exists is cause and effect, right? And that's the way I look at it, cause and effect. The agreement that we made with creator, source, whoever, like however you connect with that being to tap in, right? um it's their job to manifest the effects. Our job as human beings are just to focus on the causes. And so now when you think about how are causes are created in three ways: through our thoughts, through our words, and through our actions. And then to the degree that your thoughts, words, and actions align with that which you want to see, that is coming in your mind's eye, to the degree that those are in alignment, is the rapidness of manifestation, because then that means you're in agreement to what the creator is going to manifest. And we don't need to focus on like when it's going to come. We just have to be assured that if you have faith in source, in self, right? If you're, because we are whole gods, right? Because what does God do? God creates, right? And so we have the ability to create. There's not as many beings in this world that are able to really manifest what they see in their mind, right? So there's a reason that we are God-like, right? And so with that being said, thoughts, words, actions, pay attention to those. And the more you focus on your thoughts, your words, and your actions, and you keep them in alignment with who you want to be in this world, because nobody else can really define that other than you. And that's why you use the experiences in life to be your incubator lab, to be your litmus test. And then once you have an anchor in a particular way that you see life, and you have an anchor, and I know that I have mine, that is within my practice of Buddhism. It gives me the tuning fork for whatever situation may present itself. It gives me a formula to so I'm not blowing in the wind and allowing the situation to totally affect me, right? I have something I can drop into, and a test that I can automatically go back to, a blueprint, a formula that I can go back into and insert in this experiment um, to then see what comes out, right? But that's half the battle, right? We get people get frustrated, or don't know, or unknown, or scared of the unknown, because they don't have a particular because there's an unsurety, right? Because there's so many different variables that can be thrown at them in that scenario. So if you already have a game plan, at least an outline that you can revert back to, it takes away 80% of the battle. You
So it's
know?
okay to have a plan. So make sure 20s, 30s have a plan. It's okay if it doesn't go according to that. Have a plan. So my last question for you, like you do so much in your community, two parts. So how can people find you? And also want to know, how did you get into schools and what exactly do you do while in schools? I know it's kind of jam-packed, but you do a lot in your community.
Mhm.
And then
Um, honestly, this was it was just following the breadcrumbs. Honestly, so uh I'm answering the first question. How did I get involved in the community? Right? Is that what that was the first question?
well, I was just saying you do a lot in your community. So how can we find you if people want to connect with you in your
Oh yeah. Oh, that's easy. Oh, okay. Yeah, easy. Definitely holler at me on the gram, at HECA moment. Definitely holler at me there. You can also, I mean, you can, if you want to find me in the flesh and in the physical, you can always run up on and pull up on Soul Folks, at 4317 Degnan Boulevard in the Lamert Park. So yeah, if you want to tap in physically, that's where I'd be. Also, yeah, like I said, on the gram, you can check out my website, HECA Moment. Also, another thing that where you can check, this is specifically for multi-generations of melanated males. I have the great fortune of spearheading an organization called King Conscious. And what we do at King Conscious is that we actively create spaces for multi-generations of Black males to work on how to express their feelings and their emotions, right? So we work specifically on social emotional intelligence within the organization that is King Conscious. We hold these monthly meetings called King Table Talk, where we gather as men to have these kind of conversations. You can find that on the link in my link tree on my Instagram bio, King Conscious. So yeah, there's multiple. Yeah, so those are multiple ways to actively tap in with me. Um, I welcome all feedback and conversation. Now, let me not say all. I'm lying. I don't welcome all feedback and conversation. Um, I do welcome it though. Um, so yeah.
Okay, and the last part was just about schools, being able to motivate students, the youth, once again, about being a village. Just touch slightly on that if you don't mind.
Well, I mean, yeah, the opportunities that I've had have just been based on relationships that I've cultivated over the years. To be able to get into schools, I would love to tap into definitely more schools, churches, and organizations. Yeah, we do. We do. I do run social emotional learning courses. So yeah, that is something I do. I also coach specifically. I work with coaching athletes and entertainers and working with them to actively utilize their nonprofits and organizations to like effectively uh, make change in the communities and the populations and environments that they serve. So yeah, you can find that information on my website. I do coaching. Um, yeah, and that's about it. And I'm an all around lover of humanity. So yeah.
Well, it was such a pleasure to have you on the show today, Himyo.
You know what? It is absolutely been a pleasure of mine. I truly appreciate the opportunity and your interest in wanting to hear little old me. Thank you so much. But yeah, yo, you definitely I want to salute, congratulate you and your team for manifesting this show and this production. It's been a lovely experience dialoguing with you. And yeah, yeah, continued success in all that you're doing. I know you're a extremely busy lady, so I am truly grateful that you chose to take out time for little old me.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to Let Your Love Be Real talk show. Thank you again, Himyo, and I'm Markia Butler, your host. So, how many of you grabbed a big chunk of positivity and encouragement out of that interview? Fly like an eagle. Thank you, Himyo Green, for all of that food for thought. We want to send a special note out to the amazing fathers during this month of June. Never give up, King. You can and you will. You are the foundation. You are amazing. You are powerful. You are important. You are needed. Happy Father's Day. It's time for Dance, Love, Fit. We have completed the entire dance for June 2021. Do you have the Rough Rider remix, the anthem, the song? Check out DJ Angelo on SoundCloud for the tune about 33 seconds in. It was an absolute honor to pay homage to DMX. Check us out. Thank you for watching Let Your Love Be Real talk show with us, Markia Butler,
Tay Ryan,
and Dance, Love, Fit. So this is our 4th episode, and so this is where we show you the completed dance from episodes 1, 2, and 3.
you've been rocking with us this entire time, learning each section broken down and then putting them together. So now that we're gonna put them all together for you and show it to you now what it's gonna look like, we're asking you to send in your rendition of these dances to us.
At LYLBR Show on Instagram. See you soon. I can't wait to see you. Thank you so much for watching Dance Love Fit on Let Your Love Be Real talk show. I'm Markia Butler.
And I'm Tay Ryan.
You did a phenomenal job, Tay. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, make sure you send in your video so that we can share with our team and our family on Instagram at LYLBR Show on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you so much. Watch next episode because it'll be a whole new dance. Make sure you also follow us on TikTok because the dance we posted there. See you next time. The dance is complete. Oh, wow. Go back, study, and watch. Let's get those dance videos sent to our Instagram, LYLBR Show, so we can share with the Let Your Love Be Real talk show family. Tay Ryan and I have our video posted on our Instagram and our TikTok. Go check it out. Thank you again for your time, Himyo. If you'd like to get more information about the Heka Moment or connect your business, you can find Himyo online at hecamoment.com. Communities across the country and the world can only benefit from more involvement. There's never a wrong time for people to make a positive impact. So, why not you? Thank you for joining us this week on Let Your Love Be Real Talk Show. We have completed our 4th show. I'm Markia Butler, your host, and remember, love is the breath you breathe. So, let your love be real.